security threat. Or maybe they just need to check the toilets and be like, if anyone's in here, get out.
Right. Well, good luck with your exam, Uosof. Good luck in the challenge. Thank you. Cheers, Uosof. Uosofahmadi there.
So, it's been a crazy couple of days. So I made a hashtag on Twitter called #AskUosof, and you guys sent in some questions. I'm going to answer a couple now. The biggest question was how we got caught. So I'm going to cover that and a couple of other funny stories while we were in the cubicles. So while we were in the cubicles, there was a couple of moments where we actually thought we were going to die. Like, we were honestly messaging each other saying we're freezing to death. If you saw a couple clips, I was even stuffing tissue inside my jacket to try and keep warm. I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it was like a homeless video or Bear Grylls or something. But I thought it would be a good idea, and it did help a bit. There's also a couple moments where I didn't actually capture it on camera, but I fell asleep under the toilet. And if you guys know me, I'm the biggest germaphobe, so the fact that I fell asleep under a toilet, it just shows how determined I was, and it was so cold, and it was just a nightmare. There was a moment where I actually had my legs going through my cubicle into Kyle's, and I passed out for a good 20 minutes, and security came outside the door, and they were knocking. There was about 2 people, 3 people. In that moment, Kyle was punching my leg and pinching me and doing everything he can to wake me up. And I was out cold, like my legs were numb, my hands were numb. So Kyle thought I actually died. Eventually I did wake up, and first thing I did, I was checking my phone and I saw messages from him, panicking. Like, there was like a list of messages. It was actually like a torture chamber. Every 30 minutes the toilets would go into an auto clean mode where you could hear it, and it sounded like someone's brushing their teeth savagely and the water flushing everywhere. So all night it was just tons of noise, and you could never really get any rest. There was also a moment where I thought Kyle was actually hallucinating. I don't know if he remembers this, but there was like 2 sections of the toilet. There was moments where Kyle actually came into the cubicle because it was so cold. Like, he would come in and just sit there. We didn't do no body to body contact to try and heat up or anything like that, but we thought if we're in the same cubicle, it'll be more heat. Ha! Gay!
It sounds like you're trying to cover up that.
There was a moment where I was sitting on top of the toilet. There was like this little platform where you could sit on top of the toilet. I remember I was on my phone and I had my battery pack, so I was constantly charging my phone and watching videos. So luckily there was actually an internet connection there, but I remember there was a moment where Carl was actually lying on the floor and he stood up, and from the corner of my eye I saw him. I don't know how to explain it, but there was like a lot of glare in my eyes and I couldn't really focus into the darks, and Kyle was just staring at me like this. He was just staring. And so I put my flash on really quick and I twisted it to face it towards him. And as I'd done that, I don't know if he woke up or whether he was hallucinating, but he was staring at me for a good 2 minutes, and it did freak me out, I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple of other moments as well where I found this out later on, but me and Carl thought we heard dogs, and there were actual dogs there. They were sniffer dogs, they were checking for explosives. I thought I heard a dog run past the door, like sniffing around. Throughout the whole night, I have never been so cold in my life. My legs kept going numb, my feet were completely numb. So I kept jumping up on the same spot, I kept moving around trying to stay alive. When we finally started hearing noise in the building and we realised we could actually leave and blend in with the people, we decided to leave the toilets, and I went straight away to go wash my hands and pretend I wasn't part of the group. Carl left a couple minutes before me and done the same thing. We left roughly around 11 AM. So we finally made it out to the stadium, and we were all excited because we actually made it out of the bathroom. We thought we were going to get caught, and at this point we were relieved. So the thing that actually led to us being caught was during the game. We were about 15 minutes into the game and a couple fans stood up. We didn't have seats because it was sold out, so we were at the front of the gate, the yellow gate. If you guys see it in the footage where I do a couple pans and stuff, the security came down and they were like, everyone go back to your seats. We didn't have seats, so I was like, oh, I need the toilets. We went out and went into the toilets. So we come back out and we're watching the match now through a TV screen. We're basically in a section where you can buy food. We had no idea how to get back out, and blend in, because at this point everyone's sitting down and it would only be us standing up. So Carl was like, just forget it, they won't catch us. So as we started to come out, we went in the wrong exit, where there was about 3-4 police officers and about 3-4 stewards. So we stood around them for too long. So they said, where's your seats? And at this point, Kyle was in front of me, so he kind of panicked and he was like, I don't know. And then the guy said, where's your ticket? And then Kyle was like, I don't have one. And at this moment, my heart dropped, because I knew this is going to be the end of it. And the guy was telling me, where's your ticket? And I was just looking around past him, and I was just pretending to watch the game, and I was just going through my pockets and pretending I couldn't hear them. And it got a bit serious, and the police actually pulled my arm and pulled me aside, and they're like, come here. At this moment, we knew the jig was up. When I mean we got surrounded by security, there was so many police officers. There was about 20 security members surrounding us in different uniforms. I didn't know who was who, but there was tons of police officers as well. They're all throwing questions at us, asking us how we got in, etc. And me and Carl were just looking at each other like we didn't know what to do at this point. So one of the main people come over and said, arrest them both. And as soon as he said that, Carl's like, wait, we've never been arrested before, blah, 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 blah. So then I said, you know what, guys, I'll tell you guys the truth, how we actually got in, and etc. As soon as I explained everything and they found out we never actually broke in and we came from the tour the day before, they all saw the funny side of it. A couple of people were serious and a couple of people were just laughing their heads off. No one believed us at first, and then once I showed them the proof of the tour tickets, etc. Once they realised we never actually broke in or didn't pose a threat really, they told us to get out of the stadium. You can see they kind of lead us out. And then it got a bit more serious, and you see two guys come in like Men in Black outfits, and they start questioning us, and they're like, I don't know, they were like head of security, and you see the rest of it play out. That is exactly how we got caught. About the security, a lot of people worry about the security, like giving them a bad name, saying they did a rubbish job. They never really, because we came in through the tour, so we were already searched, so we didn't actually pose any threat. So a lot of people are worried that if the security is this bad, a terrorist could come in and do the same thing. That is not the case. There was another question you guys had, and that was, when the security came to the door, how did we get away? There was a few people saying that we faked the whole thing, that we came the next day. That's not possible. For the people that know, you can't go in to the stadium at 9:30, which I show through Google. The way we got away with that was the person that knocked on the door, if you saw my reply, was very blunt, and it was almost on the side of cockiness. So the person that was behind the door must have thought we were a worker, because there's no way a member of the public would speak like that. And Kyle in the next cubicle was messaging me thinking the jig is up and the guys know that there's just two random people in the toilet. So I made sure I replied in like a very blunt way. So if you guys remember, I don't know how I came up with it in my head to even say what I said.
Hello?
Right, stop knocking.
Who answer me then when I'm saying hello?
I'm taking a shit. You want to come in here and take a shit with me?
Pardon? Who are you talking to? Hello? Hello?
Hey mate.
Right.
But that is how it went down. The security actually just left, probably thinking we're a worker. You guys had a couple more questions you wanted to ask me, and I thought I'd add this little Q&A bit so you guys can continue watching. If you want to know me, how scared were you when the steward at Old Trafford came in the toilet on the 24-hour at Old Trafford challenge? So at this point, I was fairly scared, but if you guys know me from my old videos when we've done a lot of exploring videos, I've kind of been desensitized to the fear in a sense. I was nervous, but I was not scared. Kyle, on the other hand, if anyone was in his position, I'm pretty sure they would have crumbled, so I have a lot of respect for Kyle for making it through that night. How do you feel about all this fame from the 24-hour thought videos? For me personally, it hasn't really changed anything, but it has changed the perspective of people around me. When I went into uni, it was a crazy moment because a couple people from my uni actually recognized me, and a couple lecturers actually came up to me. In terms of going out, I feel a bit more paranoid, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm eating and stuff. Like just the other day I went out with Ebru to go eat at Nando's, and there was a group of people in front of us that recognized us. There was a kid on my left that knew us from YouTube, and as soon as we left the building there was a group of other kids running up to us. Within my own community it's been crazy, but personally I don't feel any more different. It's just crazy to see that when someone comes up to you that you can make their day. That's the only thing that I'd say is crazy for me. What made you get into biomedical science? Biomedical science, I want it to lead on to me doing medicine, so it's like a stepping stone for me really. I've always enjoyed science, so it's a course I wanted to pick. What was your favourite video to make? Well, the older videos I really enjoyed making. If you guys have seen the Library Disturbs video that I made a while back, that's one of my favourite videos. And the more recent one, I'd say the Man U video overnight, just because of what it took to make it. What happened to exploring videos? My exploring videos will be back. I don't want to be trapped into one type of content. Like, I love variation, and if I don't have a variation of content, you get bored. So I can't imagine how the audience would feel. If I'm getting bored making them, the audience will probably get 100 times more bored. They will be back, and I have a lot of plans for good ones, but my content will always be switching up, and I want to keep it fresh. I don't want to do the same stuff over and over again. Who was your inspiration that made you do YouTube? If I'm being honest, I don't really have an inspiration on YouTube that made me do it. It was random. I posted a dancing video several years ago from school because a couple of people wanted to see it, and it just went from there. I kind of started posting more frequently. I took it more serious in the last 5 months, and we've gone from 40,000 subscribers to now 460,000 subscribers. So it's been a crazy journey, and we're still only getting started. Would you ever consider making a dedicated vlogging channel? Right now I have a new vlogging channel with Ebru. It's called Pineapple Vlogs. The name's undecided, but if you guys want to go subscribe to that, it'll be on the right side on the featured list. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on that channel, so if you guys want to hit that, we're probably going to post as soon as it hits 1k subscribers. Have you ever been arrested? I've been close to being arrested several times, but I have actually never been arrested. Mainly because most of the time I took my way out of it. What merch are you getting out? So a lot of people have been asking me about merch, and I actually put it on my Snapchat to say how many guys would actually want merch, and hundreds of you guys screenshotted the post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 100 hoodies made for you guys. I got a special design which will link to my exploring videos. It's going to be light up in the dark, and I'm going to buy a batch of 100. So only 100 people will get this hoodie when it first comes out. And if you guys want to be involved, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Uosofahmadi. Put notifications on, so as soon as they're out, I will send you the link to the website, and the first 100 people will get the first hoodies. What did you want to be growing up? It varies. When I was younger, I think everyone at one stage wanted to be a professional football player. And then I always wanted to be a performer, so in that sense, I've wrote music since I was 9. I remember one of my brother's friends used to have a studio, so I used to go there since I was the age of 9, and I always wrote music, and I've always been dancing, so I've always wanted to be a performer, which is what perhaps probably got me into YouTube, because it's a form of entertainment. I can do anything on this platform that I want, and there's people that you guys that support me, so I appreciate that, and expect some cool stuff soon. What's been your highlight of 2016? The growth of this channel, like I'm actually amazed. From the last 5 months to see the way my life has transformed, I'm so humbled and grateful. Like, you guys don't understand. I could sit here and say thank you for the whole entire video, but it wouldn't be enough. Whether you like me or hate me, I'm still grateful for the people that do come through and support this channel. Some people just come for the content, some people come to know me as a person. But regardless, I appreciate you all. And right now I'm at a stage where I can do anything, so thank you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see another Q&A, if you have any ideas for any videos you want to see on this channel, be sure to leave in the comment section. If you're new, make sure to comment that you subscribed. Be sure to follow me on all my social media. My Twitter is at Uosofahmadi, my Instagram's Uosofahmadi, and my Snapchat is Usof. So if you add me, message me and I'll try to reply to as many of you as possible. But other than that, be sure to like this video, and peace.